So now you're ready to write your conclusion. Your conclusion is your chance to have the last word on your subject. After all, you want to persuade your readers to your point of view, to impress yourself upon your readers as a writer and a thinker. And the impression you create in your conclusion is going to shape the impression that stays with your readers after they finish the essay. The end of the essay should therefore convey a sense of completeness and closure, as well as a sense of lingering possibility of the topic, its larger meaning, its implications. The final paragraph should close the discussion without closing it off. So I'm going to talk about how to establish a sense of closure and what you can do in your conclusion to clearly articulate your thinking and draw your reader's attention to your writing. So why is it important to end strong? Well, let's look to our superheroes to answer that question. At the end of Batman, it states, because he's the hero of Gotham deserves, but not the one it needed right now, and so will hurt him because he can take it, because he's not a hero. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight. And Spider-Man says to us, whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift, my curse. Who am I? So we want to conclude with a sentence that's composed of mainly one-syllable words. We want to have simple language to help create an effect and also understand drama, with which both Batman and Spider-Man give us in these ending statements. So writing a conclusion, 3 things. Similarly, going back and thinking about our intro, we are reversing that triangle with our hook, link, and claim. And this time we are going to restate our claim. We're going to synthesize and leave our final impressions. Those are the 3 elements of a successful conclusion. So first off, you're linking from your last body paragraph. You want to restate your claim. Return to your claim that you addressed in your introduction. You want to bring us full circle from the beginning to the end using keywords or parallel concepts, synonyms, and images that are going to have our readers understand what we're trying to prove throughout the essay. Then we need to synthesize. We're not necessarily summarizing what we already said. We want to include a brief summary of the paper's main points, but we don't want to repeat everything that we said in our paper. Instead, we need to show our readers how the points that we made throughout our essay support and the examples that we use fit together. We're pulling it all together. We're showing our reader how we got to the conclusion that we did. So it's sort of like holding our readers' hands throughout the entire essay and leading them to this last page. Lastly, the last line, it's our final impression. Our conclusion gives the reader something to take away that will help them see things differently or appreciate the topic in a personally relevant way. So it can suggest broader implications that will not only interest our reader personally or enrich their life in some way, but also we can look on more global perspective. And you want to think about what that final impression is. Some teachers call that the zinger. I want to talk about what will work for a last line and what is not so effective for a last line. So let's start with things that are ineffective. We don't want to have those elementary transitions of in conclusion, in summary, in closing, or as I've shown in the essay or proven in the essay. We want to bring new insight and ideas that is going to clearly and clarify our thinking and the proof that we've shown throughout our writing. So we can't go from a journalistic point of view that it's my story and I'm sticking to it. We don't want to leave any opportunities or openings for questionings. We want to help convey those clear ideas and the implications for our argument. Sherlock Holmes, we're not uncovering anything, so there's no element that has to do with finding a new idea right at the end or spontaneously throwing something new. We also, at the same time, when I say America the Beautiful, can't pretend that everything is wonderful and awesome and that's where we are, or include any random information in your essay at the end. You're not bringing in new ideas. You can bring in some insight that's going to raise awareness for our readers and redefine the key elements that we talk to, but we don't want to end on a completely different note. So what can we do? We could end with a telling quote. We can bring in some provocative insight. We can point off to broader implications, as mentioned in the last line, about global or personal perspective. We could even end with a rhetorical question. So there's lots of different ways that you could approach your conclusion and what you can do from a craft point of view to maintain your readers' attention to the detail and have them thinking deeply about your writing. So I can't wait for you to try something out and see how it works. I'm looking forward to reading through your conclusions. Remember, it's about putting everything together and making sure that every sentence has a purpose that leans back to your original claim. Happy writing!